Good afternoon, people. Welcome back to Wolfie's Den. Today we're going to be going through my latest pickups, deliveries. Mainly vintage as per usual. Couple of eBay sales, but mainly vintage. Seems to be my place of choice at the moment. Seems to get better deals on there than eBay. So let's have a look and see what we've accrued, shall we say. You'll have to excuse me, I've got some notes here about some of the films. I'll just give my IMDb ratings and everything. I have to make a few notes because I won't remember everything offhand, and it'll just be a terrible video otherwise. So there's a couple of 4Ks, quite a few Blu-rays, and some few DVDs as well. Yes, I still pick up DVDs because sometimes you just can't get these films on Blu-ray and 4K, and probably never will. So, and plus they're cheaper. Anyway, first film up from Vinted. I picked this one up. This is Cool Hand Luke, Paul Newman. A classic film here from 1967. It's got certificate 15 on here. Although originally when it came out it was an A then. This is a runtime of 2 hours 7 minutes. This has been put out by Warner Brothers release. This is it's a prison drama. Paul Newman and George Kennedy and Strover Martin as the prison warden sort of thing, governor. This has an IMDb rating of 8 out of 10, so it's pretty high, ranked really high, and it's directed by somebody called Stuart Rosenberg. I can say I've heard of him. This was a nice pickup from Vinted. I say when this first came out, it probably would have been £20 to £25. I think I picked it up for 14, somewhere around there. So, and it's got a Blu-ray and a 4K in there. And that's where the famous failure to communicate phrase comes from in that film. And of course the famous pickled egg eating scene, for those of you who don't know. Right, the next one is another 4K. This is touching back on what I was talking about a while ago about pre-ordering films. Whether it's like you should pre-order, or whether you can hang off a bit, leave it for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month, see if the price comes down. I know it's not hard because like some films do sell and go out of print really quick, especially the like sort of collector's box sets and things and whatever that are like 40 quid plus. They do have a tendency to sell out. But I held off on this one for quite a while. It came out last year. It is a film called The Guns of Navarone, and this is a limited edition steelbook. I don't know if you can see that. Beautiful steelbook, still sealed and everything. Still sealed, and when this first came out, it probably was about £35. That's the normal price of a steelbook, somewhere around there. So I've just picked this up on Vinted, as I said, still sealed, 12 quid. So there you go. It just proves sometimes wait and it works. It ain't always going to be like that, but it's hard to sort of get that line between waiting, pre-ordering, not pre-ordering. Anyway, this is a 1961 film. It was a PG. It's 2 hours 38 minutes long. It's been put out by Columbia Pictures. Obviously it's a war film. It's got an IMDb rating of 7.5. A classic all-star cast in this one. If you're a person of a certain age like me, David Niven, Gregory Peck, Anthony Quinn, Anthony Quayle, Stanley Baker, Richard Harris. All comes from an Alice MacLean book as well. and this is directed by J. Lee Thompson. So there you go, Guns of Navarone. Next we have about 4 DVDs picked up. This one was mainly picked up because it's another steelbook and I like the picture cover. I have got it on Blu-ray and etc. This is AVP, or Alien vs Predator, and this is the unrated definitive edition. Nice steelbook there. The back. Look inside. You got a disc with a film on the definitive edition, and I think there's a special features one on there as well. This was a Paul W. Anderson movie. This is from 2004. It's a 15 rated. It's 1 hour 41 minutes long. This is put out by 20th Century Fox. It's a horror sci-fi. Has an IMDb rating of 5.7, so not too bad. Stars Lance Erickson. He's the main star. So nice steelbook there. This next one, another DVD. I had trouble finding it on IMDb. It wasn't really on there, I don't think. It's a film called Black Sun, the Nanking Massacre. Now, apparently this is a particularly gory, nasty film. It's put out by Tartan Grindhouse release. And it says on there, this is directed by T.F. Mu, Chinese director. He's the guy who directed the notorious Men Behind the Sun, which is another particularly nasty, horrible film. The Men Behind the Sun, its main, how shall I put it, nastiness was because he actually used real body parts, mainly limbs, in the film. I'm not sure where he got them from, but that's apparently what happened. He used real limbs. Anyway, this is a film about the early stages of World War II. The Japanese invaded the Chinese city of Nanking and did a complete massacre, atrocity, so to speak. It's got written on here, for mature viewers only. It says, be warned, this film is for mature viewers only. Fully uncut and uncensored, fully restored audio and video. So this was brought out in 2006, obviously an 18 rated, 90 minutes long, really extreme horror. Hasn't even got an IMDb rating, so I can't tell you anything else about it. So if you see that one and you're into your extreme guts and gore, one for you. So get. Next up we have a film called The Body Beneath. I believe this is a British film. It's 1970, 15 rated, running time of 1 hour 22 minutes. Obviously it's put out by Something Weird Video. It's obviously a horror film. It's got an IMDb rating of 4.2, so not great. Directed though by Andy Milligan. I think he's familiar to some of you. There's the back. I don't think there's any special stars in it as such. And our next DVD is George A. Romero's Day of the Dead. Yes, I know you've probably all seen this before or heard about this film. Obviously 18 rated, 1 hour 41 minutes. This is an Anchor Bay Divimax release. It's got an IMDb rating, quite a big one, of 7.1, which is quite good for a horror film. As I say, directed by George A. Romero. The reason why I got this one, it's got a nice little, I'll show you now. There's is it Bub, is it? he comes up. He comes up like that. That's quite good, quite fun. There's the back with all the special effects and everything. Special effects, special features. And it, where do we go now? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that opens up, and then it opens up like this, and you've got that inside, like a little notepad. Got your chapter selections on there. I don't think there's anything inside. Yeah, it's like a little, yeah, like a doctor's diary sort of thing. All these notes and things. That's quite neat. And you've got your 2 films in there. So that was the reasoning for sort of getting that one, really. Just a nice little addition. I'd never seen it before. So, Day of the Dead. Alright, what do we got next? Another one that's pretty unusual, I think. I think it's a very low budget film, and I mean low. This is something called Shriek of the Mutilated. Yes, a very unusual title. This is a 1974 film. Had an R rating, so I think obviously American. 1 hour 27 minutes. This has been put out by Retro Media. Horror film, obviously. IMDb rating of 4.1. Directed by someone called Michael Findley. It says on the back here, at long last we can finally discover if the film that bears the most terrifying title in horror movie history lives up to its title. It does in spades, apparently, so it says here. Mind-boggling driving experience, some would say, even surpassing the mere decades horrors heaped upon us by Last House on the Left, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, or Bloodstalkers. And it says uncut, uncensored, unbelievable, rated R. So lots of hype. Shriek of the Mutilated. Right, moving on to some Blu-rays now. We have John Saxon in Cannibal Apocalypse. This is a Kino Lorber film from 1980. 1 hour 36 minutes long. Was banned originally. IMDb rating of 5.5. As I say, it's got John Saxon in it, and it was directed by Antonio Margheriti. So, the zombie cannibal type films there. Next up, from 1982, we have the original Creep Show. This was a 15 or a double A, 2 hours long. This has been put out by Warner Brothers. Has an IMDb of 6.8. This stars Hal Holbrook, Leslie Nielsen, Adrian Barbauer, based on a Stephen King stories, and it's directed by George A. Romero. So you've got about 5 tales in here of horror. Really good film. Next up, we have a trilogy that I really don't know much about. This is called Dead or Alive trilogy. It's a Japanese like gangster film, Yakuza, that kind of thing. So we have Dead or Alive, Dead or Alive 2 Birds, Dead or Alive Final. This is 1999. Well, the original was 1999. I'm not sure about the others. Probably followed on. 18 rated. 1 hour 45 minutes for the original film. This is put out by Arrow. As I say, action crime film. IMDb rating of 6.7. and directed by Japanese director Takashi Mike. There's the stuff on the back. Next up, we have a film that I believe probably has another title. Maybe just be called Cannibal. I'm not sure. Or it may be. It may have something else. I do get these kind of films mixed up. They do have several titles, all of them. This comes along with the Cannibal Apocalypse, Cannibal Ferox, etc., etc. So this one here, it says it's called Jungle Holocaust, but it may have another name. I'm not sure. This is a 1977 film, R-rated, 1 hour 28 minutes. This has been put out by Code Red. Horror film, obviously. Has an IMDb rating of 5.9. One of the cast is called Mimi Lau, and it's directed by Rogerio Deodato, quite a famous director in these genre films. Next, we have sort of thriller action double bill. We have FX1 and FX2. These were 1986 and 1991. These came out. 15 rated, 1 hour 48 and 1 hour 49 minutes long. This one's been put out by 101 Films. It's an IMDb rating of 6.7 and 5.9, so not too bad. And these star Brian Brown, the Australian actor, and Brian Dennehy. And it's directed by Robert Mandel, the first film, and Richard Franklin, the second film. So that's FX 1 and 2. Next up, we have another George Romero film. Seem to have accrued a few of his films this week. This is Night Riders. Ignore the Spanish writing or whatever it is on there. This is a 1981 film. It was a double A at the time, so that's probably a 15. That's 1 hour 42 minutes long. It's like a period drama action. IMDb rating of 6.3. As I say, directed by George A. Romero and stars Ed Harris, and also has a part for Tom Savini, the makeup artist. Next, we have a film called Last Days of Mars. 2013, 15 rated, 1 hour 38 minutes long. It's a Universal release. It's like a space sci-fi. IMDb rating of 5.5. And it stars Liv Schreiber. Never get his name right. And directed by someone called Ruari Robinson, who I've never heard of. Next up is a classic war film from the 70s. This has an amazing stellar cast in here. This is it says on there Midway, but I believe I remember it from being called Battle of Midway. This is 1976. When this came out, it was an A, so that's probably a 12. It's 2 hours 12 minutes long. So obviously it's a Second World War film. This is put out by Indicator. Has a good IMDb rating of 6.8. And we'll run through some of the cast. This is not all of them, but these are the stellar cast from back in the day. There's Charlton Heston, Henry Fonda, James Coburn, Glenn Ford, Hal Holbrook, Robert Mitchum, Cliff Robertson, Robert Wagner, just to say a few of them. I mean, God, how much they must have paid all them in the day, I dread to think. And it's directed by somebody called Jack Smite, who I've never heard of either. But this looks quite a nice addition. Yeah, it's been remastered, sound's been redone. Limited edition of 3,000 copies as well. Looking forward to watching that again. Next up, we have well, compared with what I've been showing you, a very new film. I ummed and ahed whether I should get this on 4K. But when I found out that the Atmos soundtrack was also on the Blu-ray, I held off because I got this on Vinted as well. Still sealed, Blu-ray, £8 for Nosferatu. So it was an easy one to choose. It was either £8 for this or £25 for the 4K. So guess what I picked. So this is a 2024 film, 15 rated, 2 hours 12 minutes long. This is put out by Universal. Classic vampire horror. IMDb rating is 7.2, which is pretty good for a horror film. Stars Lily Rose Depp, Bill Skarsgård, William Dafoe, and is directed by Robert Eggers. Very atmospheric and also very dark. Not in humour, only just dark in picture quality. Next up, from 1979, we have an eco horror. This is Prophecy. 15 rated, 1 hour 42 minutes long. This is put out by Eureka. This is an IMDb rating of 5.6. Stars Talia Shire of Rocky fame, Robert Foxworth and Armand Assante, and it's directed by John Frankenheimer, who's a quite well-known director. Next, we have one of those I'm not sure what the word is, what they call from. One of those where you got 6 or 7 little tales of horror and things in. Is it an anthology? Something like that. Anyway, this is a film called Scare Package. I think this is another foreign release. And there's like 7 stories in here with different directors. This is 2019. It's not rated. Well, I mean, not rated as in like 15, 18 or anything. So how long is it? It's 1 hour 47 minutes long. I couldn't quite see what company put this out. There's something on the back that says Red Rum, so I'm assuming that's the distributor. No idea who's in it, but it's like 7 horror stories. It's got an IMDb rating of 5.4. And finally, we have a nice Vestron release with a slipcover. This is The Unholy. This is from 1988, 18 rated, 1 hour 42 minutes long. It's a sort of supernatural horror. IMDb rating of 5. Stars Ben Cross and Hal Holbrook again, and it's directed by someone called Camillo Villa. Never heard of him either. So that is The Unholy. And there you have it. That are all my pickups in the last couple of weeks. So I hope you enjoyed that. As usual, some varied genres in there, etc, etc. So if you'd like to, please subscribe as usual, comment, like, blah 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 blah, all the usual things. And we shall be back quite 3 or 4 days, maybe have a break, and we'll be doing my next piece of the journey of my DVDs, which I think is the letter O, so we might mix that in with P and maybe Q. because there won't be many O's and there won't be many Q's. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and I shall see you all soon. Behave yourselves.